Ada World game. It was released 10 years ago as a dating simulator targeting female players, but ended up having more male players. This game allows players to play a wide variety of characters, ranging from easy but very efficient characters to very difficult but inefficient characters. Among them, there was one trashy character who was known for his difficulty and poor features. There was one straggler who prioritized this character, Bak Yusil, for 10 years. Bak Yusil stretched the joints in his fingers, and he said, "Shall I start them?" And the person who put that trashy character first was me. Player Bak Yusil. In the afternoon, Bak Yusil, who was drinking coffee, saw that there was a new post from the forum in his game. He said, "Oh, there's a new post on the forum." And on the forum people looked like they were angry. They said, "Garbage game. What the hell is the dragon appearing unclear? What the hell is Dark Demon Dragon? What's going on? My character got deleted. I thought it was just me. What kind of bug is this? What's going on? I can't log in." Bak Yusil, who read the post, said, "Is there a new update or something?" On the forum, many people were talking about dragons suddenly appearing out of nowhere, and many people had their characters die while facing the dragons, and then they couldn't log back into the game. Bak Yusil said, "Final boss in dating sim. I thought this game only ended when you hooked up with one of the characters. Wait, this guide is that famous ranker." Bak Yusil also saw the post sent by Bunny Princess. He said, "Guys, this boss is completely unbeatable. This Dan Dark Demon Dragon has a 99% magic resistance passive with no cooldown time and keeps attacking me with its magic absorption and magic exuding skills. How am I going to kill him? He's really a bad bug." Bak Yusil put down his coffee cup and he said, "Final boss. Well, it doesn't make sense that there are monsters with magic nullifying skills in the magic world. Is this really a bug? People are saying their characters were erased. It must be this. The Dark Demon Dragon, 13th moon of the Black Night, has appeared. So the story is that, in the Otherworld, there is a cult-like organization called Dark Demonic Human. Their goal is to help an otherworld figure, called Persona Gate, to take control of this world. And when they successfully achieve this goal, the Dark Demon Dragon appeared. 90% of the continent is already controlled by Persona Gate. I only thought about PvP and ignored the story, but the whole lore in it is messed up. Is this okay? Well, it's not like I can avoid fighting her. How would I give it a try?" Then Bak Yusil logged into the Otherworld, and the system said, "Are you going to fight the Dark Demon Dragon?" Bak Yusil pressed the yes button. Bak Yusil said, "I'll show off the skills I've honed over the past 10 years. And they faced each other preparing to fight. Bak Yusil said, "If I have to explain my character Bak Yusil, he is the only character in the game who cannot use magic. Although everyone in this game can use magic. Because of that, most experienced players choose not to play him. In short, he's worse than an extra character. Of course, he can use a little magic. Well, just one." Then the dragon began its attack. It released its dragon's breath, and Bak Yusil smiled at the attack. Then very quickly he was able to avoid the attack and move around. Bak Yusil said he can use Blink. Bak Yusil's Blink. It allows him to move between 3 to 10 meters randomly very quickly. The direction is random, so if he doesn't control the distance well, he will instantly die from the speed and impact. Plus, his cool time and mana usage don't make sense. There's also a penalty if you can't move for 2 seconds after using the skill. So anyone can learn it, but most people don't use it. But Bak Yusil has mastered the use of Blink. He can control the direction he goes, and also the distance. He can also cancel the penalty. Blink doesn't use mana because she doesn't have mana stat. Unlike other spells, Blink is just a movement ability. But I became obsessed with this character because everything depends on my skill level. So for the past 10 years, I played as the only character in the game who didn't use magic in battle. Then Bak Yusil slashed the head of the dragon, and he instantly split the dragon in half, and the battle between the two of them was over. The system said, "You have defeated the last boss, 13th moon of the Black Night." Bak Yusil was in disbelief for defeating a boss that was said to be impossible to defeat. Bak Yusil said, "Huh? What? Did I really kill him? I know that from head to toe I used item Great Ancient Relic, but it's still a trashy character. Alright, that's good. I'll show off to the forum that I killed the Dark Demon Dragon." Then, when he was about to post it to the forum, suddenly the system crashed and it said, "Due to the wrong ending being obtained, 90% of the ether world has been destroyed. Due to the wrong ending, 90% of the ether world has been destroyed. Baek Yusil was so surprised to see that, he said, "What?" The system continued to give messages like that. Then the system said, however, "You are the closest to reaching true ending." Baek Yusil was confused. He said, "What?" The system said, "Please reach true ending." Then the light from the monitor screen looked like it was sucking him in. Baek Yusil shouted, "What?" And Baek Yusil disappeared and he entered the game. Not long after Baek Yusil regained consciousness. He was now in a house and was lying on the floor. Baek Yusil tried to get back up, and he said, "What happened? And where am I?" Baek Yusil was shivering from the cold, because the roof of the house seemed to have holes everywhere. Baek Yusil looked around the room, and he saw a mirror next to it. Baek Yusil immediately approached the mirror, and after that he said, "Huh. This is Baek Yusil." Then suddenly the window system appeared. Baek Yusil immediately looked at the system window, and there was written that Episode 1 Escape from Pursuit. Baek Yusil said this is Baek Yusil's prologue quest. Baek Yusil couldn't believe he had actually entered the game. He said, "No way." Then he reached into his pants pocket, and he was surprised to see what was in his pants pocket. He said, "This is Stella Academy's acceptance certificate. It's hard to believe, but this must be Ether World. And I have to become Baek Yusil. I have to think logically. The voice told me to reach for the true ending. But from what I know, this game doesn't have one true ending. It only has multiple endings. Wait, is it possible? No one has made it to the true ending for the past 10 years. Baek Yusil started to get nervous thinking about that too. Then he said, "Damn, this isn't the time to think about that." If my memory serves me right. Right after Baek Yusil woke up, then he went towards the window of the house. And he said the people who were chasing him entered the hut. And sure enough, there were so many people looking for him. They said, "Where did this bastard go?" Then Baek Yusil immediately tried to hide, hoping that they wouldn't realize he was in the house. Baek Yusil said, "Shit, they're already here." Then one of the soldiers realized there was a building there. The soldier immediately said, "There's a hut over there. Search there." Then his subordinates said, "Yes, sir." Baek Yusil started to panic and said, "Now what?" There's a time limit until I'm caught. But I can't fight them either. He was upset that he didn't have enough strength to fight them. He said, "What should I do?" Then a system appeared in front of him. It said you can use the blink skill. Baek Yusil was surprised by that. He said, "What?" "I can use blink. With a body suffering from the disease mana leakage syndrome. Baek Yusil, who can't accumulate mana in his body, has only one hope. I can only hold on to the spells I've practiced all my life. And back to the present. Baek Yusil, who was surprised to see he could use the blink skill. Read the description that the skill has. It was written that blink, class, 0, maximum distance, 9 meters, maximum charges, 2, cooldown, 3 seconds. After reading the description of the skill, he said, "So I have to use blink now. But it's only in the game when I control my character with mouse and keyboard." The soldiers hurried away to the hut. Baek Yusil started to hear their footsteps, and he started to panic. He said, "Damn it, have they come this far? I'm running out of time. I can only try." The soldiers saw Baek Yusil, who was running to get away from there. They said, "That bastard is over there. After him? Don't get away. Stop." While running, Baek Yusil said in his heart the first part of the tutorial. Avoid the pursuers by using blink. The people chasing me are much faster, because they're using magic boots. Then the only way I can escape is to use blink. Baek Yusil was hesitant to use the blink skill. Then he tried to win himself over. He said, "Calm yourself. I've used blink many times. The timing of its use is already deeply engraved in my mind." The soldier who was chasing him was already at a close distance to him. The soldier said, "Bastard, when are you going to stop?" Baek Yusil glanced at the soldier and he said in his heart, "They're close." The main disadvantage of blink is, if the user fails to control their distance, they will collide with the object in front of them and die instantly. But then the soldier got closer to her, and she raised her sword and said, "Go to hell. Die." The soldier planned to slash him. Baek Yusil was surprised, because he didn't expect the soldier to be so close to him. Baek Yusil said, "The result will be different if I use it." Baek Yusil also used his blink skill. Baek Yusil also managed to avoid the slash, and he also managed to use the blink skill well. Baek Yusil was happy. He said success. The soldiers who saw that were surprised. They said, "Pa, was that blink?" "He's a mage." Then the leader said, "Don't worry. After using blink, the user is always paralyzed for 2 seconds. That will be an opportunity for us." And he was surprised that the side effects of the skill didn't affect Baek Yusil either. He said, "Wait, why is that jerk still moving?" While running, Baek Yusil said carefully, more carefully, "I have to use this uneven terrain to my advantage, because players who haven't learned how to control Flash on this stage won't be able to move on to the next episode." In fact, 99% of players who played Baek Yusil can't get past this tutorial. And even the 1% who made it couldn't get through the walls of blink distance control and continuous blinking. 3, 2, 1, blink. And Baek Yusil managed to get through the difficult terrain. The soldier leader said, "Using blink in this kind of terrain, that bastard is out of his mind, isn't he? Those who can use magic, come forward. Attack that bastard from a distance." And the mage warriors began to gather, and they were getting ready to cast their spells. Baek Yusil, who saw this, said, "They want to use magic." Second part of the tutorial. Use blink to avoid the magic arrow that is launched at you. In-game, I can see everything because it's in front of my monitor screen, so I can avoid everything. Then the system appeared, and there was written that skill mana leakage syndrome has been used. The derivative skills, mana leakage syndrome, sixth sense, and cognitive acceleration are being used. With that ability, he could sense the attacks that were coming his way, and she could easily dodge the magic arrow. Then, when she saw the last magic arrow, he said, "Now, blink," and he managed to avoid all the magic arrows. Baek Yusil said, "That was close." Then he continued running, and he said, "Next, the last part, the third part of the tutorial. Over the cliff using blink." And the cliff looked so steep and had such a deep chasm. Baek Yusil said, "The only way to get over it is to control my blink distance perfectly. Then I can meet up with passing mages and run away with them." That's the end of this tutorial. In order to get through this one part, I need to cancel my blink spell, which happens in 0.1 second, perfectly. If I fail even once, I will die here. There are about 20 boulders floating around. 0.1 second. It's not that easy to do. What kind of jerk makes this kind of tutorial? But, to be honest, it can still be done. The problem is, then the soldiers managed to catch up to him. They said, "He's right in front of us." There. Baek Yusil said, "The people chasing me are much closer than I thought. The distance I had with them was about 100 meters. Since my blink has a 3-second cooldown, there won't be enough time to get through this canyon. That seems like the most likely way to go, in order to survive, is to kill them all." Baek Yusil moved away from that place, and he hid behind a rock. There he said, "Even I feel like this is crazy. I never thought I could do something like this when I've never experienced real combat. If this was a game, the system wouldn't have allowed me to attack those people who were chasing me. But this is reality. There's no rule that says I should always follow the in-game system. The thought of killing others doesn't bother me at all. The reason it doesn't is because they were my parents' enemies in the story." Baek Yusil sensed that the soldiers were already around him and said, "They're here." Then he took out his dagger and said, "But only because you think I can win against them." Baek Yusil came out of his hiding place, and he appeared to the soldiers. The squad leader said, "There he is. Arrest that bastard right now." His subordinates said, "Yes, sir." The soldiers smiled as Baek Yusil dared to fight them alone, saying, "You dare to fight us alone? What a fool. You're finished." Baek Yusil said, "Target distance, 8.7 meters. Blink." The soldiers were shocked at Baek Yusil's actions. They couldn't believe it. And it turned out that Baek Yusil had managed to stab his dagger into one of the soldiers. The soldier started dying, and he coagulated blood from his mouth. The blood splashed on Baek Yusil's face. Baek Yusil said, "Fresh blood splashed down through my face, and I don't feel the slightest bit guilty. After all, I only killed them to survive." And Baek Yusil pulled out his dagger again, and he threw the soldier away. And the soldier was thrown towards his friends. After he ran back, the soldiers said, "He's escaped. Don't let him get away." Baek Yusil said in his heart, "I have to face them one by one, but the next attack will definitely not be easy because they are prepared." How? Why is it so quiet? Are they not chasing me anymore? And the soldiers were suddenly in front of him. Baek Yuseol was so shocked, he said, no, they're still chasing. Are they using magic again? I just need to avoid them. Shit. Then the squad leader said, fire now. The mage warriors began to cast their spells, and they immediately shot fireballs at Baek Yuseol. Baek Yuseol panicked because so many fireballs were shot at him. He said, damn, the attack is too wide. And on the cliff he saw a branch that looked strong enough to hold him. Baek Yuseol said, there. Blink. But at the same time, the fireball was shot to Baek Yuseol's location. The explosion produced by the fireball was quite large. The leader of the troops smiled as he saw the magic attack hit its target and said, that's what he deserves, a man with a lot of attitude. Then when the smoke cleared, he saw that there was no body of Baek Yuseol there. The squad leader was astonished. He said, why isn't there? And Baek Yuseol suddenly appeared from above, and it appeared that Baek Yuseol had sucked in to launch his attack again. The squad leader realized that there was someone up there and glanced up, and was surprised to see that Baek Yuseol had survived the attack. Baek Yuseol said to himself, one of the characteristics of Blink. Maintain momentum before and after use. Baek Yuseol also used his Blink skill again, and he managed to kill one of the soldiers there. The soldiers who saw it were shocked. They said, what happened? The troop leader was also very surprised because he didn't expect Baek Yuseol to make such an attack. After performing that action, Baek Yuseol looked quite exhausted and was breathing heavily. He said, there are only 2 people left. I have to finish them off before the 2 at the back get here. The squad leader said, oh, what a strange man. You have amazing reaction speed for a mage. Who are you? Baek Yuseol said in his heart, my reaction speed is faster than most professional gamers. But that's only true when talking about games. I can't keep dodging their attacks forever, especially the one who can attack from a distance. I need to end this quickly. Baek Yuseol ran towards the 2 soldiers, and he was ready to attack them again. The squad leader took out his sword, and with a smile he said, I already know your fighting style. He only uses Blink and a dagger. As long as I can protect my face and neck, that dagger won't hurt me. They both looked very ready to fight. The squad leader said, come here, come forward. Then he took out the Ice Wave skill, and Baek Yuseol also used the Blink skill. After he saw Baek Yuseol using the Blink skill, he smiled and said, good, got you. Now it's time to see that annoying face drown in pain. Then the squad leader heard a voice from behind him, and he was surprised. Because Baek Yuseol was not aiming at him, but he was attacking his subordinates. Baek Yuseol managed to kill the soldier and now only he was left. The squad leader said of Ashtul, before you kept running away like a rat that doesn't know how to fight, but now? Baek Yuseol took the spear that the soldier had and he said before. Smiling, he said, thank you for making me feel better. The man became annoyed and he said, you son of a bitch. Don't expect to survive just because my friends can't catch you. This time, I'll definitely kill you. Baek Yuseol ran back towards the man, and he immediately threw the spear that he took before. The man said, using Blink in a face-off like this has the risk of being hit back directly. Is he deliberately luring me into protecting the front by throwing the spear and then attacking from the side? I won't let things go the way you want. The man parried the spear, and with a smile said, good, now I just need to attack him when he moves next to me. The man quickly made a slash to his side, but he didn't see Baek Yuseol there. Confused, he said, huh? Seriously. And it turned out that Baek Yuseol attacked him from the front. The man was stabbed in the heart. He said, did he plan to attack from the front from the beginning? The system said, Episode 1, the escape from pursuit has been completed.